When a lie is repeated over and over again, especially when it's propped up by corporate media, people tend to believe these lies. And very often you hear conservative media personalities play the victim card and they whine, they cry persecution. They act like they're being targeted and that people are trying to silence them. And I do think that there are people out there that if they could wave a magic wand, that someone like a Rush Limbaugh would have never uh, been on the air, and those are going to be people on my side. But the thing is that the truth is that if anybody is targeted and are victims, would be the online left in the media. They're the ones that they're sought after, and that's the truth of the matter. And I acknowledge that there are people who are, whether they're mainstream normie liberals in the media, corporate centrists who masquerade being progressive or woke, even people on the actual left that was like to silence conservative media. Yeah, it's true. There are more people on the left, although it doesn't get mentioned. There are more people on the left, especially the online left, and actual true believers in leftism that are consistently opposed to any form of censorship. Even the people that's despised most by pretty much the entire left. And I just want to lay that out. Now, Steven Crowder, the guy, his show is Louder with Crowder. His program's been demonetized, and he's facing a 1 week suspension and is dealing with some of the past content that's very controversial regarding information dealing with COVID, the presidential election and its aftermath, um, and even recently um, mimicking black stereotypes on his program. And I want to tell you what my position is on Steven Crowder, my personal opinion from all these years of being familiar with Steven Crowder. I don't mean this literally, but I mean this to make a point in terms of hyperbole. Steven Crowder, I hate him. I despise him. I don't hate anybody, but you know what I mean. And when I mean that I really really utterly despise Steven Crowder. The guy is a jackass. He's arrogant. He's stupid. He's like the high school jock that's a bully. I mean, there's nothing, and he thinks he's edgy and funny. Not one bit. Not one bit at all. I absolutely despise this guy. I mean, there are no words of contempt. I mean, it's as much problems as I have with someone like Ben Shapiro. I mean, at least Ben Shapiro puts on. I mean, at least one could say Ben Shapiro, you know, is faintly an intellectual, and I use the term faintly, very much emphasized because I mean, would he have higher the IQ than let's say me? Yeah, I think Ben Shapiro has a high IQ. Yeah, I mean, I do. Do I think that Ben Shapiro? Do I think that Ben Shapiro is as intelligent as he tried to make himself out to be to other people? No, not at all, not one bit. And that's the thing right there. He's got a lot of people fooled. I mean, Ben Shapiro's got a lot of people fooled because he, I mean, he goes to these college campuses and he'll go and speak and he, he'll speak on these campuses and people will be like, oh wow, he really owned the silly little 19-year-old purple hair anorexic kid that's decided to become an SJW. And oh boy, he really owned owns such a person. No, I mean, give that college kid about 4 or 5 years, and that college kid will actually be the one that he'll be smarter than than Ben Shapiro. And that's the thing right there. I mean, but as I said, Steven Crowder is worse than Ben Shapiro. I mean, Alex Jones, at least he's funny. I mean, I don't particularly like Alex Jones either. Um, the only difference is at least Alex Jones, before he became a Trump sycophant, um, prior to Obama becoming president, he was actually he'll actually once in a blue moon accidentally make sense about a point or two on whatever. I mean, he was opposed to George W. Bush and the wars abroad and the domestic surveillance programs that took place and things like that. Alex Jones is correct. But when you start talking about frogs turning gay and lizard people and and things like that, and all kinds of kooky conspiracies, the birther issues with Barack Obama, the things of along those lines. I mean, I, I I just couldn't take him seriously. And then him becoming a Trump sycophant, he was no longer an establishment person. He was just as horrendous during the Trump years as someone like a Sean Hannity or Rush Limbaugh in that regard. He became one of them. But Alex Jones had his program taken down back in 2018. How do I feel about Steven Crowder or Alex Jones or even former President Donald Trump being cancel cultured out? How do I feel about that? How do I view this? As I said, I can't stand Steven Crowder. Horrible human being. Absolutely a shitty person. Um, I defend his free speech rights, though, because I am a First Amendment absolutist. And the difference between people like myself and Steven Crowder is that Steven Crowder will sit there and he will act like he's the First Amendment, the First Amendment advocate of it all. The truth of the matter is, I support the First Amendment 1,000 times more than Steven Crowder. And Steven Crowder, I would defend. In fact, I am on record of supporting lifting the ban on Steven Crowder on YouTube that he's been suspended. But you know what? He wouldn't extend that to me if this channel was taken down. I don't mean because I mean if I was a well-known YouTube personality, um, I'm sure he doesn't care, and I'm sure he's all right with the fact that programs like Combo Couch um, was taken down from YouTube, and that programs like Jamal Thomas and programs like Kyle Kalinske or Jimmy Dore or any of these other programs get demonetized. I'm sure he's fine with that. I'm sure he's fine with their algorithms being manipulated to make damn sure independent left media can't get their point of view across, except for what you call singing to the choir. But do I think that his program should be taken down? Absolutely not. Do I think that Alex Jones should be taken down? Absolutely not either. Now, anything that's like a direct threat or what have you, I could, I could say with Alex Jones that the what he went with the Sandy Hook conspiracy theory of basically having people, you know, stalking the family of people affected by Sandy Hook. Yeah, take that video down. Like, shut it down. That video down. Don't shut down the channel. Anytime he does something that's a direct threat to somebody that or could be perceived as that, you take that particular video down because the First Amendment doesn't guarantee the right to threaten people, but to take the whole fucking channel down, that's wrong. Um, Donald Trump with his Twitter and because of the insurrection or whatever, social media basically gave Donald Trump the internet death penalty. Now, Bernie Sanders was interviewed recently in Politico, and he made it clear that he thought it was wrong for social media to give Donald Trump the internet death penalty. And Bernie Sanders is absolutely nothing like Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is a bigoted billionaire versus Bernie Sanders, who is a socialist. He was a passionate supporter of civil rights in the past. He engaged in civil disobedience, and he not just walked the walk. He not just talked the talk all his life. He walked the walk. He's been there for it all. Bernie Sanders is also a First Amendment absolutist. And I challenge anyone to tell me where Bernie Sanders favor shutting up political opponents. I challenge anyone. Prove me wrong. I dare anybody to prove me wrong about Bernie Sanders not being fully committed to the First Amendment. In fact, all the right-wing haters of Bernie Sanders out there, I dare you. I dare you. And Bernie Sanders was on record about what happened when someone like Ann Coulter, a horrible human being she is, um, he defended her right to speak on the campus. And I'm pretty damn sure Ann Coulter would not extend that same courtesy to Bernie Sanders. That's what makes Bernie Sanders better, a better person. Yesterday, March 31st, I was listening to Jimmy Dore, and he was talking about Bernie Sanders defending Donald Trump's free speech right. Bernie Sanders is correct. Jimmy Dore's correct. Jimmy Dore is a First Amendment absolutist. Also, and I don't know, he mentioned digital bill of rights, and I do not know if somebody else coined that phrase or if it was Jimmy Dore coining the phrase himself. That was unclear listening to it, but I think that is a damn good idea to have a digital bill of rights to guarantee First Amendment rights. And here's the thing: the First Amendment rights will be guaranteed to everyone. This is why social media is now the new public town square. And we need to break up big tech without a doubt. The fact that we have a monopoly pretty much with big tech is part of the problem. But whether we can break it up or not, but the fact is that we have censorship too. And it's allowed to be going on. It's allowed to be going on. And they're trying to impose a quote unquote ministry of truth in all of social media. It's going against everything that the internet stood for when it became mainstream back in the 1990s. I mean, I know it was around prior. I mean, it was around in the 80s, but in the 1990s, when it caught on like wildfire, I mean, it was something that had no limits as far as the scope of information that's out there. And what worries me about what's going on with this censorship of the media of online social media is that as I left this, I had to put up with the 1990s and the 2000s, uh, all the way to the like maybe about the 2005 or 2006. I had to put up with the shenanigans of talk radio getting the last word on the public debate on ideas. We couldn't get things like universal health care and things like that because the Rush Limbaugh's out there will poison the people's minds about how universal health care in these other countries suck. Now, they have a right to say it. They're wrong. They're full of crap. They have a right to tell people that it doesn't work in Canada. It doesn't work in Great Britain. It doesn't work in France. People are trying to get away from the socialized medicine. I got to get away from that socialized medicine. And now I'm going to go to the United States where if I can't afford it, I die. Yeah. See, independent media, social media, people have gotten the truth about healthcare. That in Great Britain, the sexy headline is not, the sexy headline is not, you're born, you live life, just like anybody else. You get sick, you go to the doctor, they'll give you a prescription, whatever, no charge, except through your tax system. Um, you get you get sick and you need an operation or something happened where you need special care, what have you, and you go to the National Health Service and you get taken care of. And most of the time, you recuperate and you live longer than the average American as a result. That is not a sexy headline. It's the truth. It is the truth. And prior to social media, I think a lot of people really believe now that Medicare for all is more popular and people are for it, and you're not getting laughed out or screamed at by 90% of the people when you say you're for universal health care. Um, People are finding out the truth about it. You see, I think that the there are right wing people that wants to shut this debate down about this Medicare for all business. And so the thing about it is, free speech is important. That's another reason why free speech is important. You regulate media as a public utility. It protects the internet companies and big tech from frivolous lawsuits. I understand the lawsuits. I understand their dilemma. But regulated as a public utility will also guarantee free speech rights for everybody. It's not always going to be the free speech of people you like, but it'll be free speech. And that means in the long run, if you're a leftist, your free speech is protected. If you're a right winger, your free speech is protected. If you're a bland, moderate, centrist person, your free speech rights again will be protected, and that's what it's all about. It's about protecting free speech rights, and that is what it's all about. So I'm going to give you a quote of somebody, Fiorella Isabel, who is the co-host of Combo Couch. This is her quote. This is why I was glancing over here. I was trying to find the quote. Here it is. Free speech is not limited to only people you like. If you think you're an authority, okay, I'm sorry. Free speech is not limited. Free speech is not limited to only people you like. If you think this, you're an authoritarian, not a leftist. Those who always suffer more when they put control and silence the voice of people are the working class. Don't be idiots. Fiorella Isabel is the co-host of the Combo Couch. She co-hosts the program with Craig Pasajadula. And she's much further left than I am. I can guarantee you. She is much further left than I am. But you know what? She's a free speech absolutist. And I listened to her program. And she and Craig Pasajadula make it damn clear why free speech has got to be protected. Their programs gets compromised on YouTube a lot. They've gotten shut down several times. When you're a truth teller, they go after you. And just what's been going on. And some of the left wing commentators, while they're still kind of here on YouTube, they're having to go on Rockfin and other forums to get away from the authoritarianism that's kind of affected YouTube. YouTube, what the hell happened to you? I mean, I'm not making any money doing this program, and I do this not yet anyway. I'm planning to do that when I get over 1,000 subscribers. And hey, right now, if you haven't subscribed, you can do it right this moment. But anyhow, right now, as I said, free speech is being attacked, but it's not being attacked the way that people think. People somehow think that only conservatives are the victims, when lefties have always been the victim. The left has always been the victim. I mean, and some people conflate being on the left as being, oh, I'm pro-choice and I support same-sex marriage, and I think that black and brown people are wonderful, beautiful values to have. But the problem is that doesn't make you a leftist. It just makes you a decent person. But being a leftist is actually taking on power, taking on the power structure that actually repress people. Corporations repress people. Our military industrial complex repress people. Our state, the state, repress people. Government provides for people. There's a difference between having a government and statism. Oh, absolutely opposed to statism. We got statism off the yazoo right now with Democrats and Republicans. And, look at the statism we have. We have police brutality. We have, we have a surveillance state. We have political prisoners who get waterboarded. And those are things that the states do. States wages war, it executes, it tortures, it represses. I'd rather have a government, and that the government provides Medicare for all, for everybody, provides a living wage job for everybody, provides free college for everybody. Let's have government, not statism. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you were like, comment anyway, we'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you that if you're passionate about something, please create a platform and utilize it, because we're the muckrakers of our time. And remember, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you can keep informed with my rantings. And until next time, I am American Social Democracy. Peace, class struggle yesterday, today, tomorrow, until we have full economic and social justice for all.